Hi, I'm 𝗬𝗧𝗢𝗏𝗛, and I help people raise their natural energy. I am standing in a place where, yes, the sun is coming through some beautiful palm leaves, and so there are definitely shadows that are going on. And in the palm tree is a 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗏𝗔𝗠 that is having a conversation with me, asking me why I'm out here. And it would be really late for me to finish here and move across the yard and go find peanuts and throw some peanuts out, because yes, we do feed the birds here. So good morning, Scrub. It's good to see you. But the reason I'm in this particular part of the yard is because I want you to see that not much grows in this area. And there's a reason that not much grows. It's because the tree that's here is an invasive species. We love the tree because it provides such beautiful shade and a sense of privacy in our backyard. And so the tree has been here way before we ever moved in, and it's a beautiful tree. And we've had owls come, we've had a number of different beehives that have come to this tree as well. So it's been a really beautiful thing. However, nothing really takes root underneath it because it's so acidic. Whatever it's dropping is something that all the other plants are like, please move us to another place. So even though there is some rosemary growing underneath here, the rosemary around the rest of the yard, the soil's not great in the area, but the rosemary around the rest of the yard is like, we are here, we're growing, we're so happy to be here. And underneath this Brazilian pepper tree, it's like, okay, we're doing our thing, we're growing. And every now and then I'll even fertilize it, put some other soil around it just to encourage it. And it's always grateful for that. But then it comes back to I've been planted in an area where the soil is acidic. In our lives spiritually, are there places that we feel like we have been planted into an area that's acidic? Do we feel like we can actually grow in that area? Are there things that we can do in the spiritual realm that help us to move individually from a place of feeling like we are in a place that's acidic to a place of flourishing and blooming and being able to come forth? Great questions. Here's another question. Is it possible for us in that space to be content? Is it possible for the rosemary behind me that is growing and doing everything it knows how to do? Is it possible for it to not compare itself to the rosemary that's 18 feet away? You see, judgment is one of the things in our life, and it completely impacts our spiritual practice. When I look at somebody else and I go, oh, God must love them more because X, or oh, they are doing so much better in their spiritual walk because of X, or if only Papa would have given me that gift. You see, we are planted where we are supposed to be. And just as the parable of the talents, one person was given one person was given 3, another person was given 5. And you can think of those talents as money, sure. You can also think of them as gifts and abilities. And the person with the 1 talent response in the parable, I should probably share the parable here. So the parable is that there is a person who has great wealth and gives 3 different servants different amounts of talents, money, gifts, and then goes away to go do other things while they're gone. And each of the servants has an individual responsibility with what they've been given. And so the person who has 5 goes out and uses those 5, invests those 5. And when the master comes back, that person has 10 talents. They've done something with what they have. The person who has 3 does exactly the same thing, takes the 3 talents and goes and invests them and uses them. And when the master comes back, they have 6. And the one person who has just the 1 talent said, I knew that you'd hold me accountable for my 1 talent. I didn't want to lose it. I wasn't willing to try. And so what I did is I dug a hole. I put it in the hole. You've come back. I've dug it up. And here it is, the 1 talent. I've done absolutely nothing with it. In our lives, we are given these talents. And so what are we going to choose to do with them? Whether you are a 1 or a 15 talent person, whether it's easy for you to be with people or not, please know that the talent that you have is growing. It's changing. And I invite you to have conversations with the gifts that you have. I think of somebody like a Brian Wilson, who wrote incredible music. and then spent years not leaving his house. I think of somebody like a 𝗦𝗦𝗢𝗚 who spent years not leaving her space. And yet both of them had incredible gifts, and when they decided to come out and share them with the world, have made such a huge impact. Friend, I'm not saying that it's not okay to have downtime and time that's quiet and time to be in a space that feels like you're not able to be all the things that you are. But there is hope. Don't stay in that space. Don't feel like you have to be there forever. Impermanence is something that is real. It's built into our physical life. It's built into our unseen world. And you say to me, how do you know it's built into your unseen life? I know it because it's built into my seen life. I just need to look at my hair. It's changing color. It's not the same color it was. I was a absolute towhead at birth. In pictures until I was 3 and 4 years old, I'm absolutely white, and my hair changed again. And my hair is now going silver. It's all good. It's impermanence. And so if it's happening in the simple things of what's growing on top of my head, I know that it's happening in the unseen world as well. Because just because I can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. The hair began to change color in the unseen world underneath my scalp before it came out to be seen. It's a spiritual principle. And so in this space, underneath this incredible Brazilian pepper tree, I just invite you to look inward, to have a conversation, to know that the talents that you have are meant to be invested. They are meant to be used. They are meant to be shared. I'm 𝗬𝗧𝗢𝗏, and I invite you to follow me on Instagram at 𝗬𝗧𝗢𝗏 for daily encouragement. And know that I see you, and that I'm excited about the gifts that you have and how you are using them in the world.